Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Each morning, I went for a walk along the river close to where we live. I love the morning because it gives me a sense of calmness. It's a form of meditation for me. But in addition to having this walk, cooking is a meditation for me as well. When I cook, I feel a sense of calmness as well as excitement at the same time. It's truly a mindfulness activity. It allows me to focus in the present just as I walking along the river. Now, if you want to cook with spontaneity and intuition, then this cooking channel is probably for you, because my goal is to help you to make home cooking as spontaneous and as intuitive as possible. Because instead of using the recipe-based cooking, which you have to follow individual step one by one, but with this method that I introduced in my cooking system, which is known as template-based cooking, that you use a template rather than use a recipe. Now, the question you might have that what is a template? Now, if you want to cook anything that you would like based on intuition and based on what you are familiar with, then template-based cooking is what you want, because you do not need to follow in each individual steps, rather than you follow the general guidelines. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you the template of cooking a fried rice. Now, what is a template? Let me tell you a story about somebody which I call Ayi. Ayi in Chinese means auntie, and she actually worked for our family. Now, she is an excellent cook, and I call her Ayi because she is somebody very important to me, and it's my respect to her. I remember one time my parents went to Malaysia on a business trip, and when they returned home, they were very excited and described to Ayi of a particular dish that they ate in Malaysia. Now, Ayi is an amazing cook. In fact, she is well known in the family circle of friends, and they all like to come to eat at our house because they truly enjoy her cooking. Now, Ayi cooked without recipe, obviously. In those days, nobody cooked with recipes. But she is extremely innovative and creative. And after she listened to my parents' description of the dish that they ate, 2 days later, she cooked a dish and presented to my parents. And my parents was totally surprised because that dish came out exactly how they remember and how they described to Ayi. Furthermore, the dish actually tastes much better than what they had experienced. Even though they liked that dish very much, they liked this even more so because Ayi knew their taste preference. And she was able to tailor this specifically to how they like it. And this is a remarkable feat when you think she can able to cook a dish without using any recipe, just based on description. And the reason was simple, because she cooked with a template. Now, actually, she cooked with multiple templates. In her head, she had many different templates. A template is basically the basic step toward a recipe. Now, a recipe defines each individual step using each specific ingredient, specific seasoning agents to accurately repeat a particular dish. But template is almost the same, except template only follow the basic steps. Now, in order to make the basic step work, you must understand the function and the purpose of each step. But once you understand that, you know how you manipulate those steps will lead to the outcome that you want. And more importantly, a template is based on modifications. You can modify the ingredients by substituting them. You can change the way how you season the dish. And the end result, a template, will create many different variations of a basic dish. So consequently, for people who cook with templates, they have almost infinite possibility available to them. And when they saw some other versions of this particular dish, because they know the template, they can easily recreate that particular dish. And that's exactly what Ayi did. Now, in this video, I want to show you a very basic template to create a fried rice. Now, fried rice is according to this basic template to create the basic characteristics of a fried rice, which most of you are familiar with. Most fried rice contain egg. So the first step is to fry the egg. Now, frying the egg has many different possibilities. Like in this dish, I put the egg directly into the wok without beating them up. Now, why? Because I like the texture of the egg, the separation between the egg white and the egg yolk, and this gives the fried rice more interesting. Of course, the other option is you beat them up first. Now, once you establish the template of the frying the egg, the next step is the rice. Obviously, rice is an important step of a fried rice because you want the rice to have the kind of characteristics which the rice are slightly fried and the kernels of the rice are distinct from each other. Fried rice with all the kernels of rice that are stuck together, you know that this is not a fried rice that you will enjoy. So how did you create this fried rice? And the most important part of this template is how you prepare the rice. The rice needs to be dry so that they will not stick and burn to the bottom of the wok. And to dry the rice, there are many different approaches you can do it. And the most basic approach and or the simplest approach is simply by take the cooked rice and store them in the refrigerator for about 24 to 48 hours minimum. And during this period, the rice will be dry. And now you can use it to make fried rice without having any concern for it to stick and burn to the bottom surface of the wok. And the next part is that to break up the rice. This is also an important part of the template. Again, there are many different ways to break up the rice. One way which turned out to be probably the most efficient way is use a kitchen gadget known as a hamburger meat smasher. It turned out that it's good for smashing the rice as well. As you see here, it's able to break up the rice in such a way that it takes minimum amount of effort. So here it is. Now this is the basic template. Once you follow all these steps, you will come up with a fried rice even without adding any additional ingredients that will resemble a good fried rice. However, all fried rice use ingredients, and fried rice has been frequently known as a catch-all dish because you can almost add any ingredients to it. And the reason that fried rice is known as a catch-all dish also is a good leftover dish is because you can take whatever ingredients that you have left over and dump it into the rice and mix it all up, and here it comes the fried rice. So the final ingredient or final guideline that are necessary for this template is that the ingredients that you add to the fried rice should be either already cooked or take very little time to cook because all you are doing is just mixing them together with the fried rice. So this gives you a lot of different options. For example, in this dish, I used some sweet corn which already cooked, and I also use some cauliflower stem and leaves which cut into very small pieces, and you don't need to cook them very much at all. And I use a ham that has been cooked. This is a ham come from a can. And then last but not the least, I also add some colored bell pepper and some scallions. None of this require any sort of extensive cooking. So here you have it. All you have to do is to make sure you got the basic template. You fry the egg appropriately depending on how you like it. You have the rice that already has been dry after you store them in the refrigerator. You break up the rice properly and then you stir everything together and you add whatever ingredients that you want. So here is a demonstration of a simple template that will give you the foundation in create many different possibilities, many variations. Now, if you want your fried rice to be more complicated, for example, you want to add chicken or you want to add beef, fish such as salmon, or anything else that will require cooking, then you cook them separately and then you combine them with the fried rice. And this, I call it combinatory stir frying. Using this method, you can introduce almost infinite possibility to the fried rice. You can include almost any ingredients that you want as long as you cook them properly. Now, in this case, what you are doing is that if you're going to use chicken, you're going to stir fry the chicken first before you add it to the fried rice. Then you're basically combining two different templates. You have a fried rice template, which as I have described earlier, now you have a chicken stir fry template. But of course, if you have a shrimp stir-fry template, you can make a shrimp fried rice. When you put all this together, this is what makes template-based cooking is such an efficient way to cook, as well as to make template-based cooking of the utmost flexibility, the ability for you to create a many variety and variations to a dish, to a basic template. And this is basically what Ayi did. She has a number of templates in her head, and over the years, she had perfected her template. She knows exactly what to expect in each of her template. So in this case, once she look at an unfamiliar dish that she have never cooked before, she can recall from the template, which she know will provide the basic structure of that dish. And then she make adjustments to the ingredients that she's going to add that will allow you to reproduce that dish. I have learned a lot from watching her, but at this time when I was watching her, I never imagined I would be cooking that much. But now, everything that I recall how she worked in the kitchen has provided me with both the inspiration as well as the audacity to try anything that I want. Right now, I feel that I have the confidence to cook everything that I would like to, and of course, with the considerations and the constraint of both time and available ingredients. Consequently, I make compromises to achieve some of these goals. Template-based cooking, without any questions, if that is what you want to achieve, to able to cook with spontaneity and intuition and free from the restrictions of recipes, you will find template-based cooking will allow you to continue to build your cooking repertoire. And with my fast cooking system, with the efficiency, you can put a dish on the table in less than 10 minutes. And this gives you a viable home cooking alternative to fast and ultra-processed food. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine. And the reason is because through home cooking, first and foremost, you can avoid fast and ultra-processed food. And secondly, that through home cooking, using the fast cooking system, you will continue to improve your dishes in flavor, in texture, and then ultimately you will become your own very best cook. Then you do not want anybody else to cook for you. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.